Eric Roeder again here from Piab with my good friend
Doug Grog with Neff Automation.
And we're going to talk Piab Classics. And when we're talking Piab Classics, we're talking about vacuum automation today. And Piab was basically founded with our Pi Classic pump, the technology that we have here. So there's Venturi cartridges in here in this Pi Classic. There's 2 of them in this current one right here. This particular unit has 4 cartridges. We can stack up to 6 cartridges in this unit. So if you need more flow, we can adjust that, help achieve that by adding another stack, or if you only need 5 cartridges, we can put a dummy cartridge in or whatever we need to do. But this is what Piab was founded on, Venturi technology, and we're going to go through some other technology. I'm going to let Doug talk about that.
Yeah, and so with the Pi Classic, you can also check out another video I did where I did a breakdown of this, taking it completely apart, talking about kind of the inner features of it. And how user-friendly this is, especially from a maintenance standpoint as well. But just to emphasize what Eric was talking about, not only can you expand this, right, if you need more flow, need more deeper vacuum, but you can switch out the different type of cartridge, right? Because Piab has different styles or types of cartridges. Now, Eric mentioned this vacuum technology that they started off, vacuum generation using the Venturi effect. And Piab is famous for their 3-stage or multi-stage, what we call ejectors, okay? So you can see here that there's actually these 3 little ports here. And so those little ports are the different stages. And so you've got, in any of these, you've got air that's coming in. And then what happened is as it goes through here, that high velocity of air, it's pulling the vacuum in from the sides. That's what's creating the Venturi effect, okay? And so by those multi-stages, we can start off with large flow, and then as we need that deeper vacuum, those checks come into play, and we're able to reach those deeper levels of vacuum.
And as you talk, Doug, very easy maintenance. Normally what we talk about, anything at Piab, you take out the cartridge, you can clean it with just plain water or glued on dish soap. Clean that off, let it dry before you put it back in there. No other harsh chemicals to clean this off. It will definitely affect, because there are rubber flaps in here. And if you pull this apart for any reason, so if you would pull this Venturi apart, these rubber flaps that are in here, you can see these rubber flaps. You want to make sure there's a window, that you get it back to cover the window that's in this particular cartridge. Because if you don't cover the window, this will not work, and the flow will not, the vacuum will not be created like it's designed.
So the key here back to it is very easy maintenance. Yes, from you know, just spray it down with an air nozzle and you're good to go. And even in these VGS series, it's very easy to just plug and play, right? You're just very easy to get in and out of there. So,
so that's our larger VGS. We got another size, and then we even
here it is with a cup.
Then we've even got our smallest VGS.
So these are very versatile for decentralized systems, which we'll get into later. But you can see multiple ways to mount it, just through the mounting holes.
You've actually got socket head cap screws in this one, and also a profile mount that you can mount to a piece of profile to mount on a rail to have multiple VGSs.
You can also do ball joint. You also notice there's multiple ports on here, or extra fitting holes, or ports really. So those are for your extra sensing as well. So you can couple them together, but then you can also use those for, hey, do I have pressure? Or another sensing port for, do I have the vacuum?
We also have what we call an AQR, which is our atmospheric quick release that you would screw into the side of here. Because once you have vacuum on this, you can't go and keep touching this to release vacuum. So it would have the little AQR on the side of it to be able to release, so quick release on that. So that's our VGS technology.
Shrinking down a little bit, simplifying. We've got some inline. So
we call this our down and dirty. So if you've just got a airline in your shop, you don't want anything too crazy, you just need some suction, we can go right with the Pi Inline. So we've got a couple different sizes.
And so where before we were pulling vacuum on the external of the cartridge, in this case, we're actually pushing air through one side, and the vacuum is actually, so we're pushing the air out here and the vacuum is coming on the other side. So it's literally like you put this in line and it turns compressed air into vacuum. Very cool. Easy technology. Simple. All right, what's next? Oh, larger, right? Bigger is better sometimes. So this is the 3010. So this, or 6010, my
We
the
just gotta
6010.
keep going up. We're going up.
That's right. So the 6010. So with the 6010, this is where even with the classic, but certainly with this, where we're starting to get into replacing the mechanical blowers or
Yep.
mechanical
Yep.
pumps. So these are very effective and efficient because once again, you're just applying that um, compressed air,
Yep.
and so you can turn that compressed air on and off as much as you want, and you're going to get that instant vacuum pull. So instead of having your mechanical vacuum pumper blower running all the time, then this can be as needed.
Yeah, and if we have a larger version, which is our 6040 version. It's got more cartridges in that, and that's one of the ones we probably would look at, maybe trying to displace a Becker, uh, you know, system where you use a lot of energy when you do that, and it's constantly on. They're loud, so we can go to our technology to help do that, and that's where we come into play to help make a suggestion on changing out that product.
Good stuff. What's next?
So we actually have a couple of our smart technologies. So we have our Pi Compact 23. This is our IO-Link version. So it's IO-Link capable. This one has actually got 3 outlets in it. So 1 inlet, 3 outlets. So you create vacuum. We actually have where we can put a tube on here to exhaust any of the feedback so that it's not blowing right on an operator. And like I said, this is IO-Link technology, so you would have your connection. You could do it, monitor it from anywhere. You don't need to be right on top of it, and you can see our filtration system right here in the front. One question I get all the time is, I've got an oily system, or I've got some water, or all that stuff. We say none of that stuff. We don't want to be sucking anything that is just, we want clean air. I know there's some dirty air, but we can filter some of that air before it comes into our units too.
Good call.
So Pi Compact 10, same thing. This is actually a 2-stack unit, so we can do up to 4 stacks. The nice thing, what we've done is in our technology, we've been able to, so we can just take out a slice, put in a slice when it comes to that. So that's some other technology that we have as well.
So these are very common for like robotic applications, right? When you want to get more functionality out of your end of arm tooling, just more gripping functions, then you can slap one of these on the end of your robot.
Yep.
And be able to virtually do anything you want with those things.
For sure.
So, yeah,
for sure. And then some other recent technology that we've come out is our Pi-Safe unit. Doug and I did a video sometime a couple years ago where when this initially came out, but we've since progressed and became even more and more with some of the technology that is in this. This is actually technology that shop air is supplied to this. It creates vacuum. You get on the product, you're holding on to the product, somebody hits an e-stop or the power goes out. What normally would happen, the product would fall off. This will hold the product for an indeterminate amount of time so you can get things to safety or whatever you would want to do. So we've used this in a lot of automotive facilities where they've had some safety issues, lift assist, that somebody hit an e-stop or lost power. Operators have their hands in there. We don't want any kind of car hood, trunk, whatever, doors, glass, anything falling on anybody or breaking or destroying product that costs money, and money is time in this industry.
So as you probably imagine, this is for non-porous applications. Yeah, yes. So it's got to be a glass or a hard plastic to where you're not going to have sheet metal where you're not going to have anything leaking in there.
Yeah,
but,
for sure.
But
that's, Piab does offer a lot of vacuum technology, Venturis, all that type of stuff. So get with us here at Piab, get with your local distributor, call Neff Automation, let Doug know, let us all know, we'll help you out.
Thanks for watching.